your skin, that shit is popping, girl. Body on 10, damn, you got it, girl. You gotta boss up. Getting them checks, living your best. Racks up. Oh, keep walking with confidence. Effortlessly, you let them know who is in command. You just that and more. Don't forget it. God worked hard on you for sure. Lexus Exodus. Shout out to my exes.
Y'all black females out here, y'all don't understand the struggles of being a black man out here in America and not knowing whether or not you gonna make it home to your children every night because of the police gunning you down.
But don't y'all be out here gunning each other down?
Okay, but we ain't talking about that.
Hell, don't y'all be rapping about killing each other in music?
We ain't talking about that either. We can talk about killing each other in rap music, but we don't like the police killing us. Stay on subject, woman.
You brought up your kids. Tyrone, you don't even see your kids.
And then, yeah, I be trying to see my kids. You know my baby mamas be tripping because I don't want to be with none of them, so they be holding my kids from me. You know that.
Okay, but your baby mama saying you don't give them no child support either.
Okay, but I still be going out my way to try to see them.
They live 5 minutes from my house, Tyrone.
That is out my way, woman. See, y'all, that's why we don't like y'all black women's mouths. Y'all run y'all mouth too much. Y'all always bringing up stuff that's irrelevant.
Well, was you cheating on me irrelevant?
I only cheated on you 10 times. You act like I do it every day, bruh. See, that's why we date women of other races, man.
Hey, Booze, hey. It is Lexus Exodus, leader of the Black Woman Exodus. How are you guys doing? Like always, if you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe. Please share. Please say what's up to me in the comment section. Say what's up to me in the chat. Hey, y'all in the chat. Thank you so much for tuning in. Also, when you have a moment, please pause this video and follow the backup channel. It is called LexX. That's LEXEX. You can also find the link in the description below. Also, if you have any suggestions or any ideas for any new stories, feel free to share that to me to my Gmail. That is LexusExodusChannel@gmail.com. Also, shout out to my Patreon family. I love y'all. Y'all are so dope. Y'all always show up and show out and show support. Shout out to my Discord family. The Discord chat is always so lit. If you're interested in joining and checking out exclusive content, please, you'll find the Patreon link in the description below. Lastly, y'all, before we get to it, please follow me on Facebook and TikTok. I'm trying to get better about using different social media platforms to connect with you guys. I know everybody doesn't use YouTube. A lot of you guys love Facebook. A lot of you guys really enjoy TikTok. I do too. I be on there way too often. So please, once you have a moment, take a second and follow me on the other social media platforms. That's at Lexus Exodus on all other platforms. I also want to give a shout out to all the show contributors. Y'all are so freaking dope. So special shout out to the Black Audacity. Thank you so much for supporting. I really appreciate you. Roadrunner 89, show regular, always contributing. He is an awesome content creator who loves and adores his Black wife vocally and publicly on his channel. And he's such a breath of fresh air, especially amidst all of this negative manosphere content. So please check him out if you're interested in hearing a solid male's perspective on dating out and dating interracially. Divested Zoe, my good sis DZ, thank you so much for always being incredibly supportive, always donating. She's always showing love online and offline. You're awesome and amazing, sis. Y'all, if y'all haven't already, please check her out because she's hilarious. But she's real. She's real. And she's, like I always say, she's the blueprint for this divested-ish and will put you on game. So please check her out. Also, Mahogany Pink, girl, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your contribution. I saw you in the live too, and I always see your comments and see you supporting. Y'all, this girl is brilliant. She's just brilliant. I don't know what else to call her. If you haven't heard of her, please check her out. When I tell y'all she reads and it's like she prepares lectures on this type of content. So she'll give an educated, very well thought out, very clear and concise read. I don't know if she's an academic or something, if she's a professor. She has to be, because when I tell y'all, sis will write a dissertation, her videos will be her presenting a thesis, and she will land that plane like you would expect someone to do in an academic space. That's what she does on this type of content. So please check her out. She's thebomb.com. So thank you so much, sis, for always supporting, and thank you so much for your contribution. Let's get started with the Ask Lex letter. This one happens to be from IT. So IT says, first, I'd like to thank you for your channel and what you share with Black women. I'm 28, single, divested, and finally open to dating again. I suffered from extreme abuse by my father and went no contact a year ago. Unfortunately, my father isolated me from my other family, so I never got a chance to build any relationships. He was basically the only family I knew. My mother abandoned me when I was a toddler. Due to me going no contact, I am now without family. I've been doing very well for myself, though. I'm so proud of you, sis. She says, I put myself through college, healed a lot of damage caused by my father and other dusties in my life. I have a well-paying job. I live in a safe and gated community. I take good care of my lovely cat and build great friendships. However, I'm concerned about how non-Black men will feel about me not having family. I know that these men are very family oriented, so maybe they will think wrongly of me. I don't regret my decision. If I didn't leave and go no contact when I did, I'm sure I would not be walking this earth. Damn. And I will not settle for just anyone. I've done so much healing and accomplished so much that I refuse to be with just anyone, but I'm so concerned about how my situation will be perceived. I want to get married and possibly have a child, but I can see how it would be depressing that no one from my side of the family would be involved. I have not been in a relationship for 4 to 5 years because I wanted to heal and improve my life. Now that I am open to dating, I want to make sure I pick the best man for me. Any advice? Okay, so first off, IT. First off, round of applause. Standing ovation to you, sis, for being a mother effing goddess and for killing that. Talk about turning lemons into lemonade. My gosh. And as someone who had a very tumultuous childhood, but still, I had my parents somewhat present. I understand wholeheartedly how hard it was to get it out the mud. I can't imagine how difficult it was for you without your mother and with a very abusive father to be able to pull yourself out of the trenches like you did. And you did it, girl. And you did a home run, sis. This is, y'all, listeners, this is like the prototype of what I recommend when divesting from Blackistan. So sis divested from the toxicity in her life. Her family, they're toxic. They're dangerous to her. So she divested from them and totally cut contact. She didn't immediately dive into dating. She actually took 5 years off to focus on healing and growing and improving herself. It sounds like she even sought therapy. She educated herself. She cultivated her career, bought a home, healed her wounds, didn't have any children. So she guarded her wound with her life. And now, after she's healed and healthy and established and in a good place in life, now she's focusing on dating. That is how you do it. Ladies, take notes. This is how you do it. The focus isn't just to land a rich, wealthy, non-Black man. No, you need to focus on doing the work internally. Do the work, heal, seek therapy, grow yourself, expand yourself, become more cultured and educated, establish yourself, achieve your goals. Be what a viable man wants to be with. And then focus on cultivating a flourishing relationship with other groups of men. So this is incredible. I'm sorry. I'm so proud of you. I just had to gush over you for a second because you are doing the damn thing. Kudos to you, sis. Like I said, standing ovation. You are doing amazing, sweetie. Okay, so let's get to your question. So first off, girl, non-Black men don't care about you not having family, babe. They just do not. Especially once they hear your story. Me personally, I've divested from my family. For years, I didn't talk to them or go to family functions at all because they were all very toxic. They were all very dysfunctional. It was a bunch of drug addicts, alcoholics, and even the ones who aren't addicts, they still milk the system, don't want to do anything, or high school dropouts. They all focus on the wrong damn things, popping out children and these toxic, dysfunctional relationships. So I distanced myself a long time ago. I've only just recently started going to family functions occasionally every now so often. So next week I'll go to my aunt's funeral. But my husband totally understood why I cut communication, because it just wasn't a healthy environment. And any man who genuinely cares for you and loves you will understand that love. And if anything, other groups of men will be more protective over you, because other cultures of guys, they enjoy that. They enjoy displaying that masculinity. It's gratifying for them to be able to love and guard and protect the women in their lives. So I imagine the men that you meet once you start to get your feet wet with dating other groups of men, they'll likely be more drawn to you once they hear your experiences and hear how you overcame so much. They're going to be more doting and even more protective of you. My husband's family, they welcomed me due to my background. My mother died very young. I was only in my 20s when she was diagnosed with cancer, and she passed very suddenly. And that happening just made his family embrace me even more. So do not worry about that at all. I'm telling you, it's a non-factor. Just be your regular, beautiful, charming, intelligent, badass self. Girl, you've done the work and laid the foundation for you to experience a healthy and happy, divested romantic relationship. So now it's time for you to go get your things, sis. Go for it. Once you get your feet wet and start to meet these men, I think that you'll have success with dating in no time. And I would not be surprised if you have a ring within the next few years. So that's my thoughts. Congratulations again, sis, for all that you've done. I'm so proud of you. If you guys have feedback or thoughts in the chat or in the comment section, please feel free to share them below. So this is another installment of my series called The Blackistan Zoo, where we profile the dusty derelicts, crazy creatures, and animals in Blackistan. Tonight, we are going to talk about the child predator. So I wanted to do this because there's been so many creepy, predatory stories going viral in Blackistan, where these dusties are just preying on children. And recently, my spirit has led me to focus more on the victimization of Black women and children to spread awareness about this bull crap that runs rampant in the community. And as a survivor myself, this is content that I'm passionate about. I'm an advocate for survivors, and the channel has been growing so much. My views have been up over 250% over the past month. And it's crazy because I look at some of the really big channels with hundreds of thousands of followers, and I'm getting the same amount of views as them. And I don't have hundreds of thousands of followers. So I felt really compelled, and my spirit has drawn me to utilize the visibility of my platform and to use my voice for something meaningful. So I think I'm going to do more of the femicide content, more of the content about the victimization of the women and girls in our community. Because although it's tough and it's hard to swallow, this is an epidemic. And if mainstream media is going to ignore this and they're going to act like this isn't happening, it's our job, all content creators. And like I've said, I don't care if you have a makeup channel, if you do wigs on your channel, if you focus on gossip, it's all of our obligations to help promote and to spread awareness about what's happening. So that's what I want to do. I just recently had a subby reach out saying that she couldn't get her local policymakers to respond to her emails and to her phone calls until she started to send them a few of my videos. Then they finally responded to her. So that's incredible. And that's what I'm going to do more of here. And of course, I'll mix the medicine with the candy. I know this can be heavy. This can be hard. I'll try to balance this stuff out with the lighthearted content. But this is really the direction that the universe has been pulling me to take the channel in. So just a quick update there. So anyway, being said, I'll always also give a trigger warning, which will be the case for tonight's episode. So trigger warning, tonight's show will contain sensitive subject matter that may be triggering to some. So the profile of your child predator. So he is a sexual deviant. He is simply a pervert. He's sexually attracted to young girls, and he gets physical and sexual gratification from sleeping with very, very young, prepubescent adolescents and children. So he is your creepy uncle who you can't leave your kids around at the cookout. He is a loser Dusty who graduated from high school 5 years ago, but he still be trying to parking lot pimp at the high school football games. He's the skeevy guy who catcalls all the middle schoolers and freshmen at the corner store. So he's a loser. He's a loser. And so there's a few things happening here. He is a loser. He's a failure at life. And most of the times, grown women won't want to deal with his ass because he has nothing to offer. He's also sick. So in his warped mind, he'll justify what he's doing, saying that, oh, the age of consent is 16, even though he's old enough to be these girls' father. He's also very strategic as well. And he's very predatory. And he'll intentionally target single mothers who have fatherless children because they don't have protection and are more vulnerable to this kind of manipulation. Okay? So now that we know the profile of your child predator, I want to get into further analyzing and delving deep into their mentality. So let's review this first post that I came across that really illustrates what I'm indicating when I'm referring to the child predator and his mentality. And if you are a single mother who is dating, please pay close attention to this post because I think it is very telling and it is very revealing when we think about these men's mindsets. So this guy says, single mothers with children at home, take it easy on posting your cubs so much. I just watched an interview with the child predator, direct quotes, and this is a child predator talking. He says, I don't follow teenage girls on social media. I look at the mother's page, and if I don't see a man in the house, that's who I target. I get at the mother to get to the daughter. I spend some money because that's what a good man does. The predator smiles, and I'm in there. I use her selfishness and loneliness against her. With all this co-parenting, I'm having my way. I'm a wolf and there's no hunters around to protect the flock. I've been doing this a long time. I'm a master at it. Who's going to stop me? Every predator doesn't drive a white van. Some are handsome, charming, and drive a Benz. Fill these dudes out like life depends on it because it actually does. So let's pause there because I want that to sink in. I want that to sink in because this truly is the warped, perverted, predatory mentality of these child predators. It's important to emphasize that these fools are predators. So they display that type of predatory behavior. So when you think of a predator in the wild, they're going to stalk and lurk and wait and strategically hold out until the perfect time to attack their prey. And that's what these men are doing to your children. So like he said, he's intentionally seeking out single mothers. He'll even go through their social media profiles and he'll look for a guy around, for a father presence. And we know more often than not, Blackistan children are left in fatherless homes because these fools like to pump and dump and they like to abandon the children that they create. So when he comes across a woman with unprotected children, that's his mark. Okay. So he is outlining how he knows there's no protection. So I'm going to prey on these women and their vulnerabilities because I know they're more susceptible to my attacks. She's lonely. She's a single mother. She's exhausted. She's been holding down everything on her own. So she's going to be receptive to any type of help and support. He passes her a few dollars. He pretends to be Mr. Nice Guy, and he's in there. And I think that's so interesting because we are going to talk about the child predator, Glendon Cameron, who said very similar things as well publicly. And we discussed him on Patreon, but we're going to discuss him tonight again with an update because his dumbass is doubled down on his nonsense about just bragging about sleeping and sexually assaulting young girls, children. So we know the profile now. We know the mentality and ideology of these men. So let's get into looking at some real-time examples. So let's look at this first creepy child predator, this pervert who was caught in action and who was actually caught on camera. So let's watch this. Do you see this predator? Do y'all see this old beer belly, geriatric Dusty caught on camera filling up this child? This is so bizarre. But when I think about this and reflect on my past experiences, this is not abnormal in Blackistan. This is why you can't allow these fools to have access and free reign to children because this is what they do. They take advantage anytime they see children that are vulnerable or any type of vulnerable population. Don't even allow them to work in nursing homes because I've seen stories where literally a woman who was unconscious, she was in a coma, ended up impregnated because the Dusty had his way with her while she was unconscious in her coma. And we hear all sorts of stories like that. I remember vividly being catcalled by much older men walking home from the bus stop. Thankfully, I had two present parents who cared about me. My mother was extremely overprotective of me. She would take me everywhere she went. So when the adults were going on a weekend vacation to Niagara Falls, guess who was the only kid who was tagging along? Me. I mean, my mom did not play. I think I went to my very first sleepover, and this was probably my last one when I was 11 years old. And never again. My mom was very protective. My cousins, on the other hand, they did not have a parental presence. Both of their parents were addicts. And they all were victimized. They were all preyed upon by these predators. One particular cousin, I remember she would tell me about having sex with teachers. And we were in the 6th grade. We were 11, y'all. And I remember she would mess with older married men. And she thought that was cute back then because as a child, you don't understand. You don't understand how these men are manipulating you. You don't understand how they're victimizing you and how this is abuse. But it's like, yeah, no, you don't have an older boyfriend. You're being victimized and sexually assaulted by a child predator. Okay, so now that we got that out the way, I want to keep going. So let's get into Glendon Cameron. Okay. He is the high value child predator who is a YouTube finance guru. And for whatever reason, nobody asked him for this ish. He came on the internet recently bragging publicly about having sex with children. And we talked about this and we delved really deep and I dragged his ass on Patreon. So if you haven't seen it yet, click the link in the bio if you want to see me really fully analyze his conversations and his problematic video that he released. But I want to give you guys a brief recap and then proceed and cover the updates of him recently doubling down on this nasty predatory behavior. So let's watch this video and then we will talk through.
Because when you go out and you get a young girl and you ask her to have sex and she does it without a gun to her head, like this whole situation with the mom and the 2 daughters, I didn't have to do nothing except show up with a heart. And I had this woman who was a mother. So she sends me photos of her daughters who are 16 and 17. And they're pretty frisky looking. So I play along. So I go to her house. Then I told her to stand up and then strip butt naked. And then I fucked her on the sofa. And her daughters were on the sofa watching the whole thing. So I'm fucking the mom. Then the mom's like, come over here. And she calls the girls' names. And then she's like, get on your knees. And then she put my dick in her daughter's mouth. Essentially, I was fucking all 3 of them for about 5 or 6 years.
Y'all, okay, just disgusting. And I'm sorry to have to share that with you guys and that you have to endure that. But we see this man ranting for, that was just a snippet, but he actually ranted for 30 minutes, a whole damn half an hour about how much he enjoys assaulting young girls in graphic detail. And again, we already talked about this over on the Patreon. If you're interested in seeing that full video, go ahead and click the link in the description. But I won't delve deep. But what I will say is that we have an update here because this dusty ding-dog recently appeared on the lead attorney's show and is now doubling down on his problematic behavior. So let's watch this and then we will chat. It's a mess, y'all. And I'm telling y'all, this don't make no damn sense. But we know that what's up is down in Blackistan. The sky is green in Blackistan and the grass is blue. So this type of predatory, nasty, vile, disgusting behavior is very, very normal within these communities. So let's watch his bumbling, fumbling, dumbass try to make excuses for his predatory behavior.
With me, because I put this content out for years and this never was part of it. This was a part of a strategy which many people will disagree with me. I think is working very fine to launch the new male channel, The Lost Kings, because I want to separate myself from other male content creators. And
right, so let me not to interrupt you, but so you're saying that the video that you put out first when you were in your car, that was part of a strategy to launch your channel?
Yes, it's a month old. Okay. And part of this is like, one of the big things is with YouTube, shock and awe works. And actually, I am really surprised that the blowback wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be worse, to be honest with you. And it really wasn't. And people have been saying all kinds of stuff like my age. And this stuff happened like 20 years ago. This is what's funny. People act like I was at some high school with lollipops and soda pops seducing young girls. And that wasn't the case at all. But these things did happen, but the ages, because like, I don't know if you got that thing I sent you.
Exodus. Shout out to my exes.
Hey, y'all. It is Lexus Exodus, leader of the Black Women Exodus. If you didn't know already, Black women are beautiful. Black women are intelligent and incredible. Black women are phenomenal and make great wives and mothers.
I want to speak to your manager.
Black women should be respected and deserve to be loved.
Hey, shut the fuck up.
Black women deserve to be treated like human beings at
Listen, guys, if you're like me, you are so tired of your favorite Black female content creators getting harassed by the trolls, silenced on social media, and censored by YouTube. We work so hard to stand up for Black women, and although YouTube allows us to be regularly berated, ridiculed, and degraded by Dusties every day on the platform, as soon as we say one word to clap back, we're threatened with channel violations and are told to be silent or we will have our platforms removed. The biased algorithms, inconsistently enforced policies, and persistent trolling on YouTube is unacceptable and needs to stop. If you agree, meet me over on my Patreon, where you will be able to access completely raw, unfiltered, exclusive Lexus Exodus content. You will be able to access uncut, uncensored, and ad-free content, 2 bonus videos a week, access to the private Discord community, and much, much more. So meet me over on the Patreon at patreon.com/LexusExodus. The link is also in the description below.
Shout out to my exes.
Okay. Do y'all hear that? So, before we keep going, first off, why would this fool decide to come on a damn attorney show to talk about engaging in illegal activity? He's literally on a lawyer's show that pursues criminal cases for a living, talking about sexually assaulting girls. Is he really a millionaire, y'all? Because I'm not convinced. Like, there's no way you can be this damn dumb if you are. Like, where's your team, Dusty? So he's admitting on a global platform to committing several felonies and assaulting little girls. Then proceeds to talk to an attorney who does this for a living publicly on a platform with billions of people about how he admitted to those crimes. And it's like, I know that these fools get a big head and they start to feel invincible when they get a coin, a little bit of money, but it's like, really, nigga? Really? Like, was there any critical thinking when it comes to this? Do you have any friends who can tell you, hey, Dusty, it probably doesn't make sense for you to publicly admit to committing these crimes on a global platform where billions of people can access it? Anyways, he also has on these glasses. That's a telltale sign of someone being deceptive and trying to hide things. So he's trying to conceal some things, but here we are. So, all right, enough of that. Let's keep going so we can further analyze this Dusty Nignog trying to justify this nasty, vile, and revolting behavior. Let's see. Let's go to the 7-minute mark.
Are known for faking stuff and putting out stuff that isn't real. This has been YouTube since YouTube started. So I went ahead and I put up a video that was talking about some very saucy stuff, and it started performing. And then I feel that your video helped propel it. The video isn't going to go viral. I already can tell that. It's at like 5,400 views. And part of it is to set the brand and to build a community the way that I want to build a community. I don't want weak, let me say it. I want people who will be committed to personal change. And if I can put up a video like that and I can get subscribers, I'm getting the right kind of subscribers. I'm getting the right kind of people that I want. And about a day after I put it up, I was like, Anton's going to make a live stream of this. And you sure did. I knew that.
So you capping so hard. You capping so hard, bro. You did not play chess.
So this fool is really laying it on thick, pretending like all these stories that he detailed in graphic, explicit detail, because we just watched a few minutes of it. If you want to see the full video, it's not difficult to find, but it gets even worse than that. He talks in graphic detail about sexually assaulting young girls. And so he's trying to pretend now like this was all a lie and like this was some elaborate strategic marketing plan that he incorporated to promote his new channel, his new YouTube channel. Y'all, I'm calling bullish. I'm calling bullish because as someone with a master's in marketing, this is just very silly and asinine. You know, like let's play devil's advocate and say that this was all planned and this was all strategic. I know that, you know, a lot of these fools like to say all press is good press, but that's not true because it doesn't matter if you get all the publicity in the world and if you build a platform with millions of followers. If you're in prison due to admitting to illegal activity that's a felony, all of that won't matter. So this wasn't some elaborate marketing scheme where he intentionally made up this stuff to get publicity. No, he's just such a dumb, fumbling, bumbling fool that he really thought that this was okay and that this was acceptable and publicly talked and bragged about sexually assaulting little girls. Okay, so let's keep going because it gets worse. And this fool, like again, why you would want to discuss something like this with a fucking attorney, I have no idea. You would think he would have a legal team that would say, "Hey, keep your mouth shut, Dusty. You're making it worse." But this is what your high value Dusties. This is the type of bullish shenanigans they engage in. They're not good at critical thinking. They're not good at having basic problem solving skills. They do dumb stuff like this. So, okay, let's keep going.
And how do you determine what's bad or good?
How the channel
is it? So you only care about the numbers. You literally only care about the channel numbers, the money, this whatever. The only thing that you determine whether it was bad or good. What about the impact? What about the fact you literally just gave a blueprint to predators? You gave the predator blueprint. Yo, if they got good parents, you want to stay away from them. All of this other stuff that you said, none of that matters.
That wasn't a predator blueprint. That wasn't a predator blueprint. Because one of the things that I was doing, and like I said, you know, we will see in the future, will this have a deep impact? And that's a good point that you made about impact. Because Disruptive Male had a serious impact. And I want to duplicate that with this new channel, but I want to separate myself from the other content creators. Because you think, you know, once again, you think that's bad, and that's your opinion. I'm not going to have any truck with that. But once again, I have built, because Disruptive Male was doing really well, and then I started to get a lot of hate. And then I realized that I had built the channel incorrectly. And what I mean by that is, and this is something that both of you probably will find out if you don't already know it. How you build your channel is how you draw your audience. And
we don't care about the channel. I'm talking about the information that you put out. Why would you tell somebody if they have good parents and stay away from them?
One of the chicks I was dealing with was what's it called, an emancipated teen. And she made her own decisions. What I was saying was, if you're dealing with someone who's still very childlike in the mind, you probably don't want to mess with them. Because, like, I don't know if you got what I sent you. And, you know, if you didn't, I'm not going to worry about it. But one of the things that
I did get it. It was very long, so I didn't get a chance to read it.
Yeah. A girl in high school sent me that. And one of the big things that happened in that video was the lack of assignment of culpability to people for making decisions. And once again, I know y'all going to disagree with me, and I'm going to say it anyway. All 16, 17, and 18-year-olds are not the same. There are some that are very childish, really still immature, and there are some who are damn near predators. And one of the things...
The children are predators?
Yes, some of them are.
Child. Do y'all hear this mess? So this fool, this nasty perverted predator gets confronted about saying that he strategically chooses girls who don't have parents around. And we literally just talked about how a convicted child predator said the same thing. So he tries to backpedal and bussy pop his way out of that. Then he calls the damn girls he's messing with predators. Oh, I can't. So this nigga is 50 damn years old. He's somebody's pawpaw. And he calling little teeny boppers, little 15-year-olds predators. Child, I can't. Okay, let's keep going.
Girls in high school sending me dirty, explicit pictures, all this other stuff, and I would just delete them. I could have easily been a predator if that was my orientation.
Let's talk about this for a second, because you mentioned that there was 15 in your first video. You mentioned that, and you changed it in the second video. So I'm going to get there. But in the first video, you said that there was a 15-year-old. You said, quote, "We were just talking and stuff. I just talked to her. She'd send me dirty pictures. She was running, 100 miles an hour." Right. Then in the second video, you said, well, because now I think we can all agree that's a crime. In Georgia, guys, that's actually
well, I actually never met her. I never chatted. I mean, we talked because I didn't know she was 15 until a little later, and that was one of the issues. So
let me just jump in. What I'm telling you is, if you're talking and getting nudes from a 15-year-old, that is a crime in Georgia. That's the sexual exploitation of children.
Yes, it is.
It's a felony grade crime, and it goes from 5 to 20, right? 5 years to 20 years.
And once I found out she was 15, I stopped talking to her and I deleted the pictures.
Gotcha. All right. But still, even if you don't know,
I know. A lot of men have gotten caught up because they were talking to a girl. They didn't know how old she was, and the law don't care. The law doesn't care. Right. And I was like, "You're 15." She says, "But I'll be 16, I think, in May." And I was like, "That doesn't matter. You're 15 now. I can't keep talking to you." And I was like,
wait. Now I'm confused, because you're saying, well, when you found out she was 15, then you deleted the pictures and you stopped talking to her. But you said in the second video that she actually wasn't 15. You said that she was 16, and you just lowered the number to make it more polarizing.
Well, I lowered the numbers of the girls and her mother, and not that one, because there was many girls. So not that one in particular. But this happened all of the time. I would be talking to a girl and I would find out how old she was, and I was like, okay.
So now that this fool knows that what he's done is a crime and it's a felony, and he could face up to 20 years in prison, he's backtracking and bussy popping. He's sitting here talking in circles, acting like he didn't sleep with the 15-year-old girl when he admittedly said that he did online on his video. He can't even keep track of his lies. I can't, y'all. It's like, man, Dusty's are so damn dumb. What a effing idiot. Again, this bumbling, fumbling fool out here stupid enough to brag about assaulting children. Said this stuff to the world, gloated about it. Now he's trying to play cleanup. But he can't because he's too damn dumb. He can't even remember his damn lies. This is your predator, though. These are the thoughts and ideologies of your textbook child predator. Okay, so I want to get into this final story about a 55-year-old man who groomed and married his teenage goddaughter. And shout out to Lizzie Rance and loyal patron Universal who shared this story. So let's see. Let's look at the pictures, the wedding pictures of this child predator and his child bride. Okay, here we go. And I'm going to zoom in just a bit. So here we see on the right, this predator holding the little girl, his goddaughter, as a baby, taking baby pictures with her on the right. Then on the left, fast forward to today, we see him and her in a wedding dress because he's actually married his own teenage goddaughter. Y'all, this next post is, so apparently this girl has had a problematic childhood. Her mother was an addict. So a few years ago, when she was 14 years old, she ran away. Well, here's the post of the predator sharing a picture of her looking like a child, saying, "Please contact me or my goddaughter's mother. She's 14 years old and she needs to be found." Okay, so this is him referring to her as his goddaughter. And she looks like a baby here. It says she's 14. She looks like a damn 11-year-old, a 10-year-old. She looks like my son's age. So again, this is just very, very sick. Okay. Here's him posting a picture of her talking about, "Look who cooked dinner tonight. Yep, my wifey." Child, this just makes me sick to my stomach. She looks like a baby. She doesn't even look 18 years old. She looks like a damn little girl. She's a teenager. So I want to get to the mother's response to this dysfunctional bullcrap, because the mom actually previously slept with this man herself years ago. And now this nasty, perverted, disgusting, vile predator is married to her child, his own damn goddaughter. Okay? So let's look at the mom's response.
Out my house when me and Chris Wilson was going together. So I went to jail defending my child. So when she was 16, which she was coming Mike then, I didn't know people was coming into Rock Road telling me stuff. When I got home, I found out it was true. The day before Father's Day, he put her ass out because he thought she was trying to creep with some little young boy. But she came over here and got money from me to buy him a Father's Day gift. The mother who doesn't do shit, the junkie, the one who was never there. See, y'all talking that shit. That whole ain't take. She only bill she ever paid was a cell phone bill. Okay, she ain't never had her own house. She just getting little jobs, and I had to push her to do that. I've been telling her for years to get a job. Finally, she got a job, and she holds jobs. She works very hard. At the same time, she's a fucking liar. I took good care of you. When my cousin Tanisha Broadnex disappeared and hid, God bless her dead, disappeared and hid with your ass. Yeah, that was me. When my Aunt Gracie Gordon, I used to send packages to my grandma's house, which is my Aunt Gracie house now, because grandma done passed away. So guess what? You know what? So this was it is, right? I'm on live. So my daughter and Mike Huckleberry married each other, right? I don't approve of that stupid cartoon, and that's what the I said. I ain't even go to that ass. Mike, you know I f***ed your ass in 2017 in my apartment in the motherfucking LP when you was coming over there hard. Anybody who know me know when I stayed over, y'all seen that fat stank ass nigga over there. Okay? For a cell phone, $150. Okay? I was working at $50 and I need some extra money. So that's what that was about. I told this dumb, and then when she ran away when I stayed over there with my oldest daughter in Jacksonville, Mike was a man one time. This is my goddaughter. Y'all help me find her. Da-da-da-da.
So the mother actually slept with this guy for $150 in the past in the cell phone, she said. And again, allegedly she's a drug addict, or I don't have to say allegedly. She actually vocally said how she was a former drug addict and became sober in 2016. So this is the perfect setup for the predator. This is the perfect opportunity for a child predator looking for its newest prey. So he was able to have free reign and to groom and prey on his so-called goddaughter because she didn't have any parental guidance or protection. Most of us at least have our mother around. She didn't have either parents. And this girl is only 18 years old. She's a teenager. So you know how hormonal and how emotional these teens get because they're smack dab in the midst of puberty. So she gets very triggered and angry and emotional like children do. And she lashes out in this next video that we'll watch. And side note, notice how I'm being very particular about my language here. I'm not calling this girl a woman because she's not a woman. She's 18. So please, my younger audiences, please don't get offended by that. Studies show that medical studies show that your brain isn't developed until your mid 20s. I'm going to refer to this girl as a teenager because at 18 and 19 years old, you're a teen. I'm sorry. I've heard other YouTubers call her a woman. She's not. She's not. They're saying, oh, she needs guidance. This young woman, sometimes young women like older men. Ma'am, she's a teenager. She's a teen. She's 18. So we have to be very careful with our language here because words mean things and they all have different connotations. We can't be using euphemisms to cushion the blow of this. We need to really relay the harsh reality that this man, this 55-year-old man, somebody's pawpaw, has married his teenage goddaughter. Okay. So let's watch the girl's reaction and then we will talk through.
It's the baby. I'm 18. I moved out my mama's house when I was 16. 16. 16. What did I do? Get a job. Pregnant and all, working. Working. At 16 with no body. I ain't had nobody. My mama was a druggie. Nobody. Never had nobody. I'm not saying this to show to have no sympathy or looking for sympathy. Nobody sympathizing with me. This is not what it's for. I'm just letting y'all know that I don't give a fuck about y'all opinions. It don't mean shit to me. It don't, because at the end of the day, everybody have a life to live. Okay, so what? He's 46, not 50. Thank you. He's 46. Half of y'all mammies, probably half of y'all peoples, probably your mammies. And you got y'all daddies mad, and some of y'all mad at him because he on his shit and we both on our shit. And y'all just mad because I'm happy. That y'all always gonna be happy. No, y'all hoes thought that I was never gonna be shit because of my past. That's what y'all thought, and I proved y'all wrong. That's why y'all hoes really mad. But at the end of the day, that shit ain't even worth it, because at the end of the day, I'ma do me. We gonna do us. I'ma continue wear this rock on my finger, and I don't give a fuck what a bitch gotta say. I don't. Because at the end of the day, I'ma live my life. I'm going to live my life to the fullest. We only have one life, and that's what y'all fail to realize. Wake the fuck up. How about that? Wake the fuck up. And I don't give a fuck about all that laughing ass shit, because at the end of the day, y'all retarded. Y'all ignorant in the mind. Y'all ignorant for y'all to say, oh, you young and this and that. Okay, yeah, I'm young. So why would I want to be, just because I'm young, why would I want to be with a, if I got, my mind is more mature than being with a motherfucking young ass nigga. Why would I want to be with a young ass nigga and motherfucking, he want to lay and play? He don't know shit. Like you said, like y'all said, how I'm young and my mind ain't open all the way. Okay, well, a young nigga is even worse than a young female. Why would you think that I want to sit around and be with a young nigga that want to other people and don't got his mind made up, don't know what he want, don't want to commit, don't want to get out his mama house, don't want to do that? Why would I want that? That's not what I want. I don't want that. I want to be with a nigga that know what the fuck he want in life. I want to be with a nigga that got stacked up his bread. I want a nigga like that. I don't want no nigga that want to go be with this. And half of them niggas y'all fucking with is motherfucking is. They fucking is. And I know is. I got friends that motherfucking tell me about y'all niggas getting. Come on, Dad. Come on. Be for real. Wake the fuck up, you sad assholes. Y'all talking about me. I know. Half y'all hoes get mad because y'all niggas undercover. That's all that is. But at the end of the day, a bitch can't go around saying, my nigga don't play that. For real. Nigga got plenty bread. My nigga, we can own the whole we can own half of the shit around this bitch. We can own half of that. We ain't got time for that shit. We don't. I don't even with nobody. For y'all am. Yeah, I don't people. And I got the balls. That's all that matters. I got the balls. I can say that. And you know why I can say that? Because I changed. How about you do that? How about you change and stop being with a nigga that's how about that? How about you change? How about you get your money up and worry about yourself? How about that? Why y'all, this was wrong with y'all young hoes? Y'all talking about me? I'm the youngest hoe out here in Fort Pierce that always stayed on my shit. Always, even through all this I went through in my life. Guess what? My mom.
Y'all, okay. So I'm going to try to be kind and be very careful about how I deal with this girl, because let's be clear. This man has done a number on her. She is a victim. He is a child predator. He has manipulated this girl. He is about 4 times her age. Let's start there, because she's talking about he's 46. She don't even know how old this Dusty is. So he done lied to her and told her that he was 46 damn years old. Look at this. And this is why it's so important for y'all to do y'all's due diligence when you're dating these fools. When you're dating anyone, stay away from Dusties. If you stupid enough to still, play with fire, then at least do your due diligence. All you got to do is do a simple search and you can find his age and find all his information. So look at this. So I did a quick Google search, did a quick name search, and found his arrest records and his year of birth. So look, this man was born in 1966, meaning the man is 55 damn years old. Okay. And all of this is public record. All of this is. And look at his rap sheet. Look at all these charges. This shit is a mile long. This rap sheet is longer than a CVS receipt. So she don't even know how old he is. He's lied and said that he's a decade younger than what he actually is. And she's talking about they're both on their ish. Baby, if you marry someone old enough to be your pawpaw, you're not supposed to have to be on your ish. Are you crazy, girl? So this fool done convinced her to move his big old crusty geriatric beer belly out the way to get to his peen. And you still working, girl? Child, I can't. And she's talking about, oh, y'all want me to mess with these young, immature dudes? Baby, the solution isn't to mess with an immature person or an old ass man. Girl, how about at 18 be single? Be single. You're already a mother. He done convinced her to move in, cook and clean for him, take care of his 3 children, and to work. It's like, sis, you be better off single, girl. Educate yourself. 18 is for you to grow yourself. It's for you to find yourself. It's for you to earn a couple of degrees. It's like, does she even have a GED? I don't know. I saw where she was talking about how she was going to school for nursing. So I think she has a high school diploma, but it's like, sis, this ain't it. This ain't it. And, she's talking about how, oh, he got a lot of bread. He got a lot of bread. What that means when you're 18 years old, when you're a teenager, is that he can take her to Red Lobster every now and again. And he might take her on a shopping spree at Rainbows once every blue moon. It's like, girl, you're a kid. He intentionally chose you because you're very easy to impress and manipulate. He is getting the better end of the deal because he got a whole wife, a whole mule and wife, to cook and clean for him, to take care of his kids, who will slave and mule for him and will go to work and will do 50-50, who will take care of his 3 children, and who's 40 years younger. He is benefiting from this. You're getting nothing. You're getting the shit end of the deal, girl. Child. Okay. So let's get into this next video where the big dummy predator shared this video, I guess, of him clapping back after this mess went viral. And it's a mess. It's a mess, but it really illustrates this very warped, very problematic, very base level, the bars in hell ideology that most of these men have. So let's watch this and then we will talk through. So here's his response to all of the shenanigans.
Just a little song showing fleet. Showing my fleet. Showing my fleet. My beautiful wife. That's how I'm rocking. I know y'all be seeing it and don't be knowing it's me. I own this shit. No payment, nothing. Titles to this shit. I just be looking like this. Hey, that's old. Y'all gonna die hating on me. Why would I tell you? Why would I tell you? Y'all gonna die hating on me. It's sitting on something. I just gave y'all a little glance at this fleek again. I'll let you clowns get on join in. See my baby have to get on the pillow because she a little shorter. See, she a little midget. Yeah, I got my beautiful sister that passed. I love you, miss you. And that shit.
Y'all, what is this? So this man is 55 years old, and at his big age, after this has gone viral, that he's married to his damn teenage goddaughter, he bragging about a couple of cars. Meanwhile, these homes in their neighborhood look like trap houses. At 55 years old, this is his flex. And listen, y'all, I don't mean to be elitist. I know we all have different aspirations, but at 55, fool, this is all you have to show for 55 years on this earth. This man is an able-bodied man, and this is all that you have accomplished is a Section 8 trap house and a couple of cars. Y'all, I can't. And I'm telling you, for me to marry a 55-year-old man, he better be Hugh Mother effing Hefner. That's how you know this girl is young and foolish. 4 kids, married to a 55-year-old at 18, living in a damn hood with Pawpaw. Child, this man has done a number on her. And the most unfortunate part is that she is going to eventually mature. She's going to eventually snap out of this, and she is going to have a very rude awakening when she comes to the realization about how sick and twisted this is. It's going to hit her like a ton of bricks, y'all. And typically in situations like this, it happens when these girls, when their own child grows up to be the age that they were when they started being preyed upon and groomed and dating these dummies. So the mom said she started messing with him at 16. She probably started messing with him a lot younger. Wait until her own daughter, because she has a girl child. Wait until her own daughter starts to approach that age and she starts to piece together and connect the dots about how her own child could possibly be victimized by a 55 damn year old man. It's not going to be pretty, y'all. It's not going to be pretty. Look at Azriel Clary. All that smoke she had initially just to turn around and eat her words and realize, damn, you look hella foolish. You looked hella foolish because this man took advantage of you and victimized you and preyed upon you. Whew. So she's going to go through a very tough time. Girls like this end up being very bitter, very resentful, and angry. And she'll likely be scarred when she realizes how awful this is. Y'all, protect your children, ladies. Please. Because these predators run amok in Blackistan. They know that there's no repercussions because authorities don't care about Black children. That's how R. Kelly got away with his bullcrap for decades. They're aware that your men abandon their children. They know that all of these kids are fatherless and there's no protection. They know that you're an exhausted single mother and tired of carrying everything on your shoulders, and that you're eager to have anyone help alleviate the burdens of single motherhood. They also know how to groom and manipulate your children and to garner their trust so that they can get away with this perverted bullish. Protect your kids, please. Protect your children. Divest from these men. And I said this before, but before I was divested even, nignogs would look at me crazy because I wouldn't introduce them to my son. And my rule was, nope, I'm not introducing him to anybody until a year after we dated. And my husband didn't even understand that. He didn't even meet my son until after a year of us dating. Now in hindsight, he's like, I totally understand. And that's commendable. Because if the roles were reversed and if that was my child as a father, that is something that's very honorable and respectable. Because it's like, you got me effed up if you think you coming around my kid, nignog, and I don't even know if I like you yet. It's like, are you my husband? Is there a ring on my finger? Why would I introduce you to my children? So be careful, y'all. It's open season on these poor kids. These child predators are lurking. All right. That's all I got. Until next time. See you guys. Bye.
If y'all come across a red iPhone, can you please bring it to the sound stage? Red iPhone, appreciate it.